Hey guys, by Austin Ramos here. Today I'm going to be bringing you some free agency news, and with that being said, let's get into the video. So today is March 13th, 2019, and that means today is the beginning of the new league year for the 2019 NFL season, which ensues all free agency, all trades that happened in between the off season and now is going to transpire, and everything's going to be official. Players who have verbally committed to teams are most likely going to be signing with their teams today or within the next 24 to 48 hours. So let's go over some news. I must start off with some Dolphins news, and then I'll transition to all around the NFL. So some Dolphins news. Unfortunately, there are some players we had to let go, and there's some players that we brought in. So this is all that happens in free agency. So starting off with players we let go. There's some players that were no longer under contract and they have the choice to go wherever they want. Emphasis on the free agency, that's what they do. So one of those big players that let go is Cam Wake. He went to the Tennessee Titans for a 3-year deal. And I think we had like 4 more players that had left. So we also have Frank Gore. He signed with the Bills for 1 more year. Then we also have Juwan James, who signed, I believe, a 4-year deal with the Broncos. And then Brandon Bolden, a guy we got from the Patriots last year, he's going back to the Patriots for another 2 years. And let's get into who the Dolphins have signed. So far, we only have 3 signings, and that's Dwayne Allen, 2-year deal, Eric Rowe, 1-year deal, and also Devontae Parker, 2-year deal, $13 million. Not a lot of guaranteed money, a lot of incentives, a lot of if you play you get paid type of incentives. So that contract is in favor for the Dolphins, especially with the injury prone history that Devontae Parker has. And then some other players that we let go. Danny Amendola, we released him. He's now on the Detroit Lions. I believe we already had cut Andre Branch and Ted Larson, and I saw Ted Larson sign with the Bears. That's about it. And then we're trying to get rid of Robert Quinn, but they're trying to find a trade partner before they can just cut him. And Tannehill is still on the team, hasn't been cut yet, hasn't been dealt, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. If anything, it would be post-draft. A post-draft trade, during draft trade, or just in the middle of camp, something. Just I don't believe they're gonna get rid of him at this very second. So talking about quarterbacks, some QBs that the Dolphins were interested in, Tyrod Taylor. So supposedly he's signing a 2-year deal with the I was about to say San Diego, LA Chargers, and Teddy Bridgewater. It seemed like we were close to getting him, but I think he's more in the mindset of Drew Brees is almost done. Let me go back to the Saints and probably take over this team once he's done. Probably that possible mentality. But just had to see how it plays out. Another player that could possibly come to the Dolphins, and that is Philip Dorsett. For those of you who don't know him, he's a speedy receiver out of the University of Miami. He's been with the Patriots and the Colts. Little birdie told me in the Patriots game. Little birdie. Was in the restroom at the Patriots Dolphins game here in Miami last season. A couple birdies in Philip Dorsett jerseys came up to me and said, Miami might be his landing spot next season. So I'm taking that with a grain of salt, but I do not doubt it one single bit. He seems like the type of guy who would love to come back and play for his home team and stuff like that. So, but we have speedy receivers and Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson. Kenny Stills is probably like the next fastest guy on the team. I don't feel like wide receiver is such a big hole for us. I would like to see more defensive players signed. The signing of Eric Rowe, I was pretty excited about because I like him decently as a corner. Dwayne Allen, he's going to be a good receiving tight end for us, something that we didn't have that much last year. Especially, I mean, we had Nick O'Leary just emerge and then they stopped throwing him the ball. So, I mean, just a lot of things for the Dolphins to do. But enough of the Dolphins. Let's get into the rest of the NFL. So there have been a couple players that have been released and already signed to new teams. Some of these players are like Eric Weddle. He got released by the Ravens and now he's already back. Not back. He's now with the LA Rams. Kevin Johnson was released by the Texans. He's got picked up by the Bills. Danny Amendola, Dolphins released him, and he got picked up by the Detroit Patriots, as some people on NFL Network are calling it. A player that got franchise tagged and traded somewhere, that's interesting. That is Dee Ford of the Kansas City Chiefs. He got franchise tagged and then got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. A couple key trades that, the biggest trade I felt like that affected the Dolphins' chances of trading Ryan Tannehill was the Redskins going out and getting Casey Keenum from the Denver Broncos. I saw the Redskins as one of those teams that is hungry for a QB, especially with Alex Smith going down last year and the uncertainty. Another team to not leave out of consideration is the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton is rumored to be out for the rest of the season with some shoulder issue that he had last season. And they were saying it even before the season ended last year, that he's most likely going to be sitting out the entire season. So, something to look forward to. Other trades that happen. There's been 2 trades that have gone in the past week and a half or so between the Browns and the New York Giants, and that is Olivier Vernon to the Browns. I think it was for an offensive lineman, right? And then, like middle of the day yesterday, like about 6 o'clock or so, a little bit later, 7. They traded for Odell Beckham. The Browns received Odell Beckham, and the Giants received the first round pick of the Browns this year, which is a 17th overall pick, a 3rd round pick next year, and safety Jabril Peppers, because they had Landon Collins, who left and signed with the Redskins. So that's another player who signed somewhere else. Let's keep it going. Already went over Dwayne Allen. Carlos Hyde is going to the Kansas City Chiefs. I find that very interesting. Obviously, Antonio Brown, got traded to the Raiders. And a lot of people are complaining, saying the trade wasn't fair. And same thing about Odell. But, I mean, you never know. Maybe they just... I mean, it seemed like the Steelers wanted AB out, obviously. Like, there was just a bunch of bad blood, I guess, in between them. And there's a bunch of good stuff going on. We also have Dexter Fowler going back to the Rams. Malik Jackson from the Jaguars going to the Philadelphia Eagles. We got Trent Brown, an offensive lineman from the Patriots, going to the Raiders. We got K'Wan Alexander going from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to the San Francisco 49ers. Landon Collins to the Redskins, already went over that one. Trey Flowers going to the Detroit Patriots. Jamison Crowder going to the New York Jets. Nick Foles to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Dolphins just cut Josh Sidden, so there you go. Another trade that happened, Deshaun Jackson back to the Philadelphia Eagles. He was on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it will be very interesting to see him back in the Philadelphia Green. We also have Terrell Suggs signing a pretty big deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Like I said earlier, Frank Gore to the Bills. Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs. Let's see what else we got here. C.J. Mosley to the New York Jets, an absurd contract. Who else? Zadarius Smith to the Green Bay Packers from Baltimore. Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but Dolphins are still trying to be in contention of signing him, but I don't think it will happen. He's most likely staying with the Saints and trying to take over for Drew Brees. Thomas Davis signing with the LA Chargers. Latavius Murray signing with the New Orleans Saints. We also got Jordan Hicks signing with the Arizona Cardinals, so he's going to be joining Terrell Suggs there. Anthony Barr was going to sign with the Jets, and then after that CJ Mosley deal happened, he kind of I guess, not scared out, but he just didn't want to be taken away, the spotlight, I guess, taken away from him. Also, we have Cole Beasley and John Brown going to the Buffalo Bills. 2 pretty small receivers, but John Brown can just blow right past you if you let him. And also we have Cordell Patterson going from the Patriots to the Chicago Bears. So that's interesting to see. And last but not least, some news that broke last night was Le'Veon Bell signing to the New York Jets for 4 years, 52 million. Yeah. And also some other signings today. Mark Ingram and who else? And Earl Thomas going to the Ravens. And I'm gonna wait 1 second before, if anyone gets signed recently, before I try to put up this video, if I can fix it before I edit, before I post it, definitely will get back to you. But for now, enjoy the video. Have a great day. Fins up.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.